Chaque 10 élèves aux États-Unis, anglais, c'est deuxième langue yo qui lié. Ça bon un total qui presque 5 millions d'élèves qui actuellement là à apprendre anglais dans l'école aux États-Unis. À peu près 40% immigrants pas parler anglais. Ça vient créer une situation pour eux côté que les difficile pour eux joindre job qui ont besoin yo, les difficile pour eux gain accès avec soin que yo a chercher yo, les difficile pour yo engager yo correctement dans la communauté. Dans les 3 années qui sont passées là, l'école aux États-Unis remarqué gagne une demande exceptionnelle pour moun qui a cherché connaître qui côté yo ka al apprendre anglais en tant que deuxième langue. C'est pour raison ça à soya nous menons invité spécial pour qui bon information pour ou même spécialement soit vivre dans Central Floride là côté ko ka al apprendre anglais gratis ti chéri. C'est pas une question d'apprendre une langue, mais c'est une question d'accès. Accès à plus bon travail, accès à plus bonne éducation, accès à plus bon soins santé. Gens de accès ça yo, bon plus confiance pour participer dans la communauté que tu vas vivre là. Mais en pile fois, moun yo pa konn qui côté pour yo aller, qui est-ce qui a fait confiance, qui côté yo ka joindre gens de classe ça pour aider yo avancer. C'est peut-être ça, conversation jodi a important en pile. Nous pral chita avec Dr. Hodker, qui c'est directeur programme ESL là, qui c'est English as a Second Language, pour parler ensemble avec nous, pour ba nous plus de détails sur le programme yo a, pour yo dire qui jan li fonctionner, qui moun yo ka aider, pour qui moun programme nan fait, qui l'autre ressources que programme nan aider moun joindre, et puis plus important, ou même qui jan ou ka enregistrer pour apprendre anglais, eh bien, épisode ça, c'est pour lier. Rete branché parce que nous porter un pile bon information pour. Mimi, hi, how are you?
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. You see, I like that. I like that. You got your Creole down.
Yes, that's all I know.
That's all you know. Well, you have so many students. I'm sure you will pick up more Creole as time go by.
Yes.
I want to say thank you for being here tonight. I think it's very special because we are going to talk about a program that well, I will let you talk about the program. It's your church have in place to help members in our community to be fluent or to be able to speak English and open many doors for them. So before we start, Mimi, can you tell the audience what's your background and then we'll jump in the conversation how you get involved with the English as a second language program.
Sure. So my background is that I'm an internal medicine and a pediatric physician. I actually am a governing board member of our church, and I became interested in English as a second language because what I've noticed is in clinics, it has been people have come in with problems, and it is very difficult to understand what is wrong with patients when they come in when they're sick. And so I do have a passion for improving the communication between two different people.
And it's I understand where you're coming from because I'm also in healthcare, and I can tell you the communication in healthcare is so tricky because a lot of people think, hey, you can just get a translator and that's it. But sometimes being able to understand not only just the words, but being able to explain to your patients or your patient to explain back to you what's going on play a very, very important role because it's you don't want to miss
That's right.
anything, okay?
There's a
And
lot of nuance. Hmm.
Exactly, and not being able to for the person who's actually feeling the pain or who's actually have the situation to explain can be very tricky, and I
That's
appreciate
right.
that. I appreciate that program. Can you tell us about the organization and what do you guys do and how's the program get started?
Yeah. So the program is grown out of our church, which is the Church of the Missionary Alliance, or CMA.
Hmm.
And we have, that's where classes are offered on north of Popka Vineland Road. And it started because we wanted to give back to our community. Um, one of our we are deeply rooted in missions, as you've probably heard, and it's in our name. And so we wanted to spread the idea of knowing Jesus. And so part of that is to be active in our community. So we do a lot of things. We work with, for example, a bridge, the Bridges program,
Hmm.
which is a program for people who have been in jail for things that are not as serious, that require them to be watched. So we help them transition back to everyday life, and we offer support. So English as a second language is another pillar that we're very involved in. We wanted to be able to teach people to communicate so that they would have an outlet and a venue, and could make their place and way in the United States.
Okay. One of the important question I would like to ask you, who's the program is designed to help? Because I don't want to leave any community out. So who's the program is
Yeah.
designed to help?
So it's designed to help to bring English to people who want to learn in all different facets. People who basically know rudimentary English,
Hmm.
the just words, to people who are fairly well established in the English language, but may have some issues around grammar, right?
Hmm.
So we run the gamut of people who are wanting to learn. And so we want to be able to build their skills and confidence and also have life changing connections.
Hmm.
So part of it is also establishing relationships.
Nice, nice, nice. So mentioning that, are you guys divided in multiple levels for the student?
Yes,
So
we
how
are.
that work?
Yeah, so we have, we do, when people come in to take our classes, and our next semester is starting in January 12th, and it runs the entire semester, so it ends in May 18th, and we
Hmm.
follow the Orange County public school schedule. So when they have classes, we have classes, and we find that that's because parents and kids, we have some people who are school age that are taking our classes, even though they're actually fairly robust in in their ability to speak English. Sometimes they found that taking this class helps with a refresher. But we test people in the beginning,
Okay.
and our tests are standardized. And then we place people in different classes. We have people in an intro class who
Hmm.
know barely any words. We also have a advanced beginner class, an intermediate class, and then an advanced class.
Okay. So um I'm glad you break it down that way because that was about to be my next questions. So how do you adapt the lessons for the students, like students with different cultural background or different educational background? What do I mean by that? Some people probably could maybe did not have the opportunity to have like a university degree back home,
Mhm.
or who did not have the opportunity to have a high school education. So how do you guys
Right.
structure that to help meet those different categories of students?
Yeah, so our classes are based on the intercambio system, which is a very well established English as a second language learning system. And so we have workbooks. Those workbooks are based on very much on different conversations. So
Okay.
all of the lessons are around conversational topics and are relationship based.
Okay.
So we really don't, um, you don't have to have a huge education to be able to have conversation.
Hmm.
And we're talking about things like transportation or going to see a doctor, the vocabulary that is around cars or taking a public bus, things
Hmm.
that are very practical that you need to know to maneuver around your everyday life. So that's really what our lessons are based. And there's always a component of grammar,
Hmm.
and the more advanced that you are, the more the grammar is on more sophisticated ways of speaking, using idiomatic language or language that is slang
Hmm.
or more conversant with general conversational English.
Hmm.
And then there's a vocabulary section. And so, the vocabulary is um, around a particular topic.
Okay. So for example, if the topic for today is transportation, so the
Hmm.
vocabulary words are based on transportation.
Correct.
Okay.
So it might be, and the very beginning, it might be car,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Walk, um, bus.
Hmm.
In the more advanced, it might be speeding ticket.
Hmm.
Um, so really it's tailored to everyday life and the things that you encounter.
Okay. You mentioned that a system that you guys use, is that a curriculum, or is
Yes.
like a program that schools use to teach English?
So Intercambio is a program, and they are exclusively geared to teaching English as a second language.
Okay.
Now, our classes are all in person,
Right. So that was
and we
about my
find,
I was about to say, do you
I
offer
read you
anything
on,
online or hybrid?
yes. So we don't do online at this point.
Hmm.
We just started 2 semesters ago.
Okay.
So we started with just 2 levels, no English and then very little English. We found that we had students that varied in their level of knowledge. And so actually there was a group of students who were very advanced.
Hmm.
So I actually teach the very advanced students,
Hmm.
but we found that there were students that were at different levels.
Hmm.
Most of our students are Haitian,
Okay.
but we do have, you know, um, other students who are from different nationalities. And everybody ends up getting along very well and laughing
Yes.
because really we strive to establish relationship and have
Yes.
interactions.
Yes, it's a great way to network because
Yes,
when I first came to this country many a long time
many
ago,
moons.
yeah, many moons ago.
You don't look
uh,
that old,
yes.
John.
So I had to do the same thing, and I remember back then they used to have they used to call, it was like a Warner Garden Technical School, And
Uh-huh.
it's important because it's different uh, individual from all around the world with different level of education, and for a long time I stay in communication with a lot of those people who was in my class that we have to learn and
That's
we have
right.
to grow together. So that's very important. Any plan in the future? Maybe you guys be able to provide an online options for those who might have difficulty with transportation or work hours. Any plans in the future for that?
It's really our hope. This is one of the pillars, one of the things that we are choosing to focus energy and time.
Hmm.
So I'm the director of our ESL program. We are establishing more teachers.
Okay.
Um, Part of our outreach is to speak with, on podcasts and on different programs to try and get students to come. Um, our basis is
Hmm.
we try and do practical applications. So we're a church. So
Yes.
our practical applications is to incorporate teaching about Jesus
Hmm.
into some of the learning. So there are biblical passages, for example,
Hmm.
that I can find words that we utilize during class. So we do actually teach the Bible along with teaching words. So it's practical in some senses.
Nice, nice. So how do you measure like student progress or success?
Yeah,
How do you guys measure that?
yeah. So that's very important. What we have seen anecdotally is that our students have improved in their grammar. They're actually more confident and fluent. And so you can also see by the interaction that they have with others, they feel more comfortable. And then there's people have more confidence in speaking out loud. So one is observation, but more importantly, we do have standards. So students are tested twice in each semester, in the middle and at the end, so that and it's standardized so that every class has the same sort of way that people are being measured, so we can actually see, are people improving, are they not improving, are they understanding what's being taught, do they maybe need to adjust to a higher level or go down to a lower level so that they feel comfortable, because really the point of ESL is to encourage people, not to discourage. And if you are not understanding what's going on, that's not a failure,
Mm-mm.
but the teaching needs to match the level of understanding so that the student can progress.
Okay. What kind of I'll say what kind of impact do you see the program has on people's lives so far? I know it's a new program, but
Yeah,
as you go into, I think that's your second semester. Okay,
right.
how you guys able to see the impact the program made in some of the student lives so far?
Yeah, so like I said, what we see is a general change in demeanor. There's
Mhm.
more of a
Confidence,
willingness
right? Yeah,
to,
more
yes,
confidence.
confidence, definitely. People are willing to try. There
Hmm.
is a lot more lightheartedness. When we first started, people were very serious, right? Because they were nervous. And what we saw over time is that people became much less nervous, much more used to things. I think there's also a general understanding of, grammar. And so when people start speaking a language, it's not like you're starting from the beginning. It's not like you don't know language, but you might not know how to say something in the way that the language is spoken.
Hmm.
So what we notice is more fluency.
Hmm. Now, while I was preparing for this program tonight, I had a chance to sit with a couple of people, and I was telling them, what we're working on today and what kind of episode they're going to get. and I've received a couple questions, and I pick a couple of those questions because I think
Okay.
they were very important questions. One question was from a young lady who was about 76 years old in the group I was talking.
Okay.
Yeah, and her concern was, uh, what about for the folks who did not have a chance to ever been to school, who doesn't have, who doesn't have zero education? Will that program work for them? So I did my best to explain it's a conversational program. I think it will.
Right.
So, but I'm asking you the question for individual who didn't have the opportunity to ever been to school before. Will the program still work for them?
Yes. I mean, 100% yes. The program is geared to people who, um, you know, want to speak
Hmm.
English. It is not so much geared to people who, well, let me just say, as you progress through the program, it's like progressing through learning your native language, right? So if you never learned, what does past tense mean?
Hmm.
What does future tense mean? Those words may not necessarily make an appearance,
Yes.
but we talk about, well, this is something you would say if it happened in the past,
Hmm.
or this is something you would say if it happened in the future.
Hmm.
Versus if you were in a classroom, you would learn, well, this is part of the past tense. This is part of future tense. That we try not to be that formal in
Okay.
our teaching.
Anything,
So
if anything, it might be better for them because now you're starting brand new.
right,
They probably,
exactly,
yeah, they probably learn
right.
quicker and faster because you don't have any other uh languages, well, not languages, but any other structured languages to compete with,
That's right.
in that sense. So it might be a little bit easier for them.
Yes.
Okay.
And really, it's geared to not be very formal in the sense that, oh, well, you're learning about the past participle. That's not what we want to teach. We
Mhm.
want to teach, like, hey, this is how you would say it in this circumstance.
Okay. Very good. Now, the other question I had, it was from that group. They were asking, have you had the opportunity to see some of the students able
Right.
to get more, be able to get better jobs or get more resources because now they have improved? Because I guess the situation that that group has, they have some position they cannot fill those position because of the language barrier. So they were asking,
Well,
have we seen progress in that category?
I will say, since our program is so new, I
Hmm.
don't know of any particular circumstance, but I
Hmm.
will say we teach about jobs, searching for jobs,
Oh,
how you're
nice.
supposed to act in a job,
Hmm.
what kinds of questions you would ask. So I would think that would be a natural um,
Transitions.
reaction from that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is very practical stuff that we're teaching.
Nice.
And,
Nice.
by the way, I do have three ladies that
Hmm.
are in their late 60s, early 70s
Okay. Perfect. So
in
you
my
see,
class.
so it's open for everybody. Open for
That's
everybody.
right.
So
The
what?
young and then I have somebody who's 12.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yes. What's the long term vision for the program?
Yeah. Good question. The long-term vision is for us to establish there's 5 levels,
Hmm.
um, intro and then 1 through 5. What we'd ideally like is full classrooms, teaching the class once a week, at all levels. And so that is requiring staffing because we're all volunteers.
Hmm.
I will tell you that one of us is a physician. That would be
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
Another was a former Disney exec.
Hmm.
Another is a middle school teacher. of reading and language comprehension. And then a third has actually been a missionary overseas. So we have all sorts of talented people who just really like to teach and want desperately to interact and learn about different cultures and also teach ours, teach our culture, because really English and learning a language and how to interact is more about learning about the whole culture, right?
Yes.
And and learning that even though we are different, we are very much the same.
True. True. Now the big question is for those who's watching us right now, they're probably gonna want to know the information. So when is
Yes.
class? I think class start next week.
Yes,
Can
the
you give us?
class starts next week,
Mhm,
but you can still join. There's no cost. We do ask for if you are able to make a
mhm,
donation of $10,
mhm,
to help cover the cost of the textbook. Everybody gets a textbook that they take home. We do have homework. Um, the homework probably can be done in 5 or 10 minutes, and it's really just to help you review. Um, During the class is 2 hours at Monday nights,
okay.
7 to 9. And, we have a break in between. We provide snacks. And sometimes our ladies have, or gentlemen have made food. So we've had some very good Haitian meals.
That's good.
So that was good. And, so we we combine our learning through it, interact. It's very interactive, and it is not just lessons. We do games. Um, Sometimes there are songs. People have their own creative ways of trying to bring learning
Mhm,
and also culture. So, for example, one of the teachers played a snippet from The Sound of Music to help people learn about the topic that was being discussed that day.
okay, that's good. Now how do they register? That's the big
So you
component.
register
Okay.
online.
So
Yeah, very
when
important.
I have my guests, I like to do it live so they
Yes,
can see it, so it can make it
yes,
easier for you who's watching the program. So
yes.
register.
So
Hmm.
yes,
So
you can go on
mhm,
www.westwoodchurch. Westwood is spelled Westwood,
mhm.
church, Church. And you can see it's up there on the
Yes,
left,
yes. Hmm.
westwoodchurch.com. And if you go on events and
Hmm.
then go down to ESL,
ESL right here.
and then you just, yeah, click on that.
Hmm.
And then yes,
Click
then you
register.
continue on,
Hmm.
register, and you click register again.
Okay.
And then
You just put, is that your phone number?
your,
Okay. So
yes, phone number.
then you can put your phone number and you click next. I'm assuming. Well, I'm. This is not
Yeah.
my real number, people. Don't call me. Okay. I'm just trying it to see how it will work for
Yes.
you. Let's see. Oops, did I put too many number? Let's say we put 408 999. We put 4347. Right. Let's see if he'll take it. Uh, uh,
And so it gets sent to your phone. You have to
yeah, it
enter
sends you a
the
code. Oh,
four
okay.
digits.
Oh,
Mhm.
hopefully it's not somebody number
Yeah.
because they send that person a
They're going to
code.
see the code
Yeah,
and they'll be like, what's going on?
I know.
So, I mean, like this is something we also teach
Hmm.
about fraud and things like
Yes,
that.
that's very good.
So, most people who are taking the more advanced English class
Hmm.
are actually aware of the things that are around the topics that are being discussed.
Nice. Because I like that functionality that you have there. That's like a security functionality That way
It's
you will
right.
know exactly where it's coming from, what is it from,
Right.
and you're able to do it. So I like that
Right.
two-factor verification that you have in place. But register is very easy. I think anybody can do it. Again, on the screen, let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. You will see
And we
that's the
also,
address right
yeah,
here.
that's right.
Mhm.
We also did have a QR code. I don't know if you were given a flyer, but
Yes,
it
they told
has
me
the QR
the QR code wasn't working.
working.
Yes,
Oh,
so
no.
in
Okay.
the flyer I received, they didn't have it. So that's
Okay.
but all the
Well, this
information
is
is
the
in here.
easiest way
Mhm.
then.
Yes, this is the easiest way. Register online, and then this is the location for it. Again, if you're
Right.
watching us somewhere else, this is actually in Central Florida, the Orlando area, and the location and the address is right on your screen. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And even if you can't come this coming Monday, when you can come, we'll test you and put you in a class. And like I said, because it's conversational,
Mm-hmm.
you'll just pick up on that lesson.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And it does become additive
Mhm.
over time. So lessons that you've learned from previous will repeat themselves.
Okay. Now, do you have a deadline for, let's say, somebody who just getting the information and wanted to register and maybe they couldn't make it this Monday or next Monday? Do you have like a deadline that they must be in class or they can?
I would say by the end of the month,
Okay.
the end of the month, we're planning on offering the classes every semester
Hmm.
that school is in session. So we usually take the summer off, but come fall, we register again.
Okay.
And classes are done over a year. So one semester will be, you're still at the same level for a whole year,
Okay.
but the lessons are different each semester.
Okay. So that's good. That means you're progressing with
That's right.
with the program. Again, the
Right.
time is every Monday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
That's correct.
Okay. Um, what message would you like to share with someone who would like maybe to volunteer or would like to join the
Oh,
program?
yeah, we welcome volunteers. If people are interested in teaching, you know, you don't really have to have a lot of experience. You just have to have heart because, again, we use a program that is basically self instruct. It allows for people to teach quite easily. So if you're interested in volunteering, we'd also love to hear from you. If you're interested in learning, this gives you an opportunity to learn in a very safe environment. Um, no mistakes are not
Hmm.
mistakes. They're just learning opportunities. And, the people are very congenial, have had great interactions. Um, it's a good place to learn.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I have Dr. Hartker who was with us this afternoon and was giving us some great information. I appreciate that, Doc, because this type of information strengthening a community, and I'm hoping my audience, especially those of them who are living in Central Florida, they'll be able to take advantage of this program.
Yes.
Okay. And it,
I mean,
mhm.
we have a Haitian church, so
Oh,
they were
really?
the ones that actually.
You have a Haitian church
There's a Haitian
in the
church
church.
within our church.
Okay.
Yes, within our church. So they have service every Sunday, early in the morning,
Hmm.
and they said we want, um, we have a desire to learn English, and so that's a lot of the people who are going through this program are from the Haitian community.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Everybody's welcome, and
Yes.
I'm hoping you guys will take advantage of it and trust me, I know. I mean, learning the language, knowing the language will open many doors. Many
Yes,
doors.
it will.
Okay.
Thank you,
Any last
Johnny.
word, Doc, for the audience before I let you go? Anything you
No, I
forget?
think you've asked me a lot of questions. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Merci parce que tu là à soir. Objectif nous, c'est utiliser expérience nous pour nous aider à éduquer la communauté noire. Moi, espère ou share information ça, ou share plateforme avec plus l'autre monde. Pas oublier like, peser petit cloche là pour qu'à toujours gain information qui a sorti sur plateforme nous. Non pas M. Johnny EEE, n'après encore non l'autre live ou sinon non l'autre vidéo.